What's going on, peoples? This is Redhands, and I'm back with another episode of the Redhands Podcast. For the very first episode, I interviewed wrestler Diamond Dallas Page. We talked about his new yoga program called DDP Yoga and how he's helped other wrestlers get off drugs and get back in shape off of using DDP Yoga. So to hear that, check out soundcloud.com/the Redhands Podcast or go to YouTube and search for the Redhands Podcast. For my second episode today, I'm real excited. It's somebody that I've been a fan of and rocking with for a while. He's a Philly hip-hop legend. He goes by the name of Gillie Da Kid. Gillie has a new situation, a new tour, and a new album. He's signed to Relumae Records. He's about to go on tour right now. He's about to drop his new album called Welcome to Giladelphia. Gillie's had a really wild career, starting with turning down offers from Jayz, having Birdman buy him out of a contract just to sign him, turning down 50 Cent, starring in movies with Ving Rhames, and producing his own movies. So I'm real excited to get into this and talk about his wild career. So let's get into it right now. We're in the studio, and you just played me some new shit from your new album. What's the new album called?
Welcome to Giladelphia.
So we talk about like the Boosie stuff, or you want to not talk about that yet?
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Because you played that beat. Who made that beat with that Boosie song?
Coney girl.
It's a girl?
Yeah, a girl made that.
What? Where'd you find her?
She's out of Atlanta.
That's crazy.
Very talented female. Shout out to Coney girl.
I never really heard of like too many I haven't heard of really any girl producers like that.
She's one of a kind.
So what's the name of the record label?
Relumae. Relumae Records.
So how do you spell that?
RELUMAE.
Okay. And what's the website like that? Relumae.com?
Yeah, RelumaeRecords.com.
You got GillieDaKid.com too?
Got GillieDaKid.com.
No, Twitter, might as well finish it. Twitter, Instagram.
I got Gillie Da Kid at Gillie Da Kid on Twitter. On Instagram is Gillie_DA_KID. You know what I mean?
So you got a lot going on right now.
Got a lot going on.
With Jeremiah. It's called Tattoos.
Single with Jeremiah right now, playing in all over the country right now. Called Tattoo. You know what I mean? It's doing really, really, really good right now. So, shout out to everybody out there that's downloading and everybody that's showing me real major love.
And you've been on tour too, right? With Bone Thugs?
Yeah. I was on tour with Bone Thugs, on tour with Twista. And start next month, March 18th. I'm going on tour.
So did you know Bone Thugs or Twista before going on tour with them?
I mean, I knew Twista, but I knew of both of them, but I knew Twista and Bone Thugs. They some cool OGs, man. Both of them are both my OGs. You know what I mean? I ain't up there with them. You know what I mean? But yeah. I got some years in, but they my OGs.
That's what's up, seeing people go on tour like that. Cause I've been going to shows like forever. I've seen a lot of rappers, so as a fan, when you go to a show and like there's a lineup like that, it's usually dope.
Yeah, I mean, they one thing about Bone Thugs, they give a great show. You know what I mean? And you don't realize how many hits they got until you go on tour with them, and then you be like, whoa.
I mean, speaking of the show, you're like a good performer. You just in the studio, you just like put on a concert. I mean,
I just feel my music. You know what I mean? It's when you got that hot product, not you know what I mean? It's just your blood get to running. You know what I mean? Your adrenaline get to pumping, your blood get to rushing, and you know what I mean? I just can't wait until the world can hear it.
So, like, what makes you a good performer? Like, what do you do on stage? Like, how do you know what to do? Because I know you put on a good show.
I mean, I think really performing is, you really got to have a lot of it in you. You know what I mean? And then it comes from being a raw performance to after you do it for a certain amount of time, it becomes a polished performance. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, so you have like a routine and like...
I mean, not necessarily the same thing every night because...
You have like signatures, things that you do.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? I mean, that just come with being experienced and knowing what the people going to react to. Because every performer, do things in a show, may change it up. Like, say if because certain places react to certain records differently. You feel what I'm saying? So if you got a record that was crazy huge in New York, and it may not be crazy huge in Boston.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So you come out in New York, you do the show, you may do the whole song. You may come out in Boston, they don't react to it like, like they was in New York. They may be moving, but they ain't going crazy like they was in New York. So you'll do half of the song, you'll turn around, you'll tell a DJ cut, and then you'll go to the next song because you know that, okay, they'll probably be more familiar with the next song.
Right, you gotta judge
you
the
feel what
crowd.
I'm saying? Right. So you got to go off the kind of the crowd, how the crowd is rolling too.
Oh, that's interesting too. I mean, because you're making moves right now, but I really want to talk about your history because people might not know. You've done like you had a crazy career, like.
But that's what's gonna make me. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna make it stick. Is that it's been crazy, but anything in life was worth gaining is that could provide for you for the rest of your life is gonna be a little crazy. You know what I mean?
So was the Warner Brothers deal, which for your time was like a crazy deal, was that like your first intro into the music industry?
No, actually, my first deal was Suave House. Shout out to Tony Draper. You know what I mean? I was an artist on Suave House. I got, I was signed to Suave House, and for whatever reason, him and his situation with Universal didn't work out before I was able to even put an album out. So I was then, because me and Draper are still good friends to this day. I then was released, you know what I'm saying, from there and went over to Cash Money.
So you had a solo deal first, and then
I had a solo deal with Suave House. It was me, 8 Ball, MJG, Rick Ross.
I already went by a different name.
Yeah,
back
he was
then, right?
Teflon at that time. It was we had a powerhouse, but like I said, for whatever reasons, Draper was going through what he went through with Universal, so I was never able to put an album out. Then I went to Cash Money after that. Right after that, Cash Money kind of bought me out of the Draper deal. You know what I'm saying?
And how did you meet them?
I mean, they knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely knew who they were. You know what I'm saying? So when we had a concert together, and me and Baby met, and that's how it happened.
So you met him. You didn't like met the devil himself. You know what I mean? Like the boss himself. Like he liked you, right? Like
Absolutely.
He knew your stuff.
He knew my stuff. So we talked. We got the deal done. Then that's what happened.
I've written articles about the beef and stuff because I just do different stuff, and I always post a video of Wayne wearing your chain in the one video. Like, people don't do their history, don't know stuff, and like he was wearing your chain in that video. Like,
absolutely, my Major Figures chain, but that was years ago, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, as of right now, I salute Wayne. Shout him out, man. I wish you the best. I know what he going through. You know what I'm saying? So
you went through the same thing,
so I
right?
feel his pain. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that ain't none of my business either. You know what I mean? Because I seen Stunner and me and Stunner holler like grown ass men.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? So once we hollered, you leave the past in the past. You feel what I'm saying? So me and Stunner good. I haven't seen Wayne, but me and Wayne always been good. The rap shit is just a competitive thing.
Yeah, it didn't seem like you had a problem with Wayne. It seemed like Wayne just kind of was probably mad that you left.
I mean, I don't know. Neither here or there. You know what I mean? I don't know what the situation was, but we passed that now. So shout out to Wayne. You know what I mean? Y'all go get that. Yeah, go get that. Sorry for the wait.
So you're open to working with him again. You could put the word out that maybe be down for a collab.
Absolutely.
Crazier things that happen.
Absolutely. I mean, that wouldn't even be crazy. That'd just be me and Wayne, getting together and doing something competitive, giving the people what they want to hear. You know what I mean?
So how long were you over there?
3.5 years.
And I think I heard Manny Fresh talk about it before. You and him recorded a lot of stuff together, right?
My single is out right now called Tattoo.
Yeah.
Manny Fresh produced it.
Oh, I didn't know that. So you back working with him again?
Absolutely.
Were any of the stuff you played earlier done by him?
I can't quite remember. I know me and Manny Fresh did 7 records together. So.
Okay. And then you could have free reign to just pick which one?
I mean, well, it's a group thing. You know what I mean? It's a collective decision. It's not just all, in my hands. I like to, because I could be biased.
Okay. I mean, is there a lot of like Gillie, Manny Fresh records like in a vault somewhere? Like, you guys record stuff, you know what I mean?
I mean, we got a lot of work together, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's about this new work that we got on Relumae and Figure Gang, you feel me?
Oh, so you got a label deal?
Yeah, absolutely. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. Shout out to Capitol Records as well, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it's about, man. It's about Figure Gang. It's about what we got going on right now. You know what I mean? I put a mixtape out. I got The Game on there. I got Jim Jones on there. I got Waka Flocka on there. I got Jadakiss on there. I got Freeway on there. I got Manny Fresh on there. I got Grammy-nominated Sonny Digital on there. You feel me? And I'm independent. You feel me? I got an album right now. I got Jadakiss on there. You feel what I'm saying? I got Boosie on there. I got Jeremiah on there. You feel what I'm saying? I got the top production. You feel me? So we just really evening up the playing fields. You know what I mean?
So I know you didn't you sign a deal for do some movies? I think you said it was like 5 movies.
No, 10 actually. I got so far as of right now. I think I have 8 movies out or 9 movies or something to that.
I saw a couple. I saw the one with you and Nipsey, and the other one with like Simon Rex. I think, was that like back in the day? Like, you wearing like a wig in the one scene?
No, that was actually. No, that's 2 different movies. Me and the one with Simon Rex, that was
his dad like possessed him?
That was and then the one with me wearing the wig, that was back in the day. That was Mafia with Pam Grier and Robert Patrick. But the last movie I got to come out was called Force of Execution with me, Steven Seagal, Danny Trejo, Ving Rhames.
That's awesome, man. Congrats.
Foster, you know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy to see.
Y'all could pull that up.
So that's out now?
Yeah, that's out. Y'all can pull that up on Netflix or.
What's it called again?
It's called Force of Execution. You know what I mean? And I whooped Steven Seagal ass at the end.
So we talk about the story because, like I said, I watched a lot of your interviews and like how you got discovered the Ving Rhames story. You said he saw you in a DVD store on TV.
Nah, he was filming a movie called Surrogates with Bruce Willis in Boston, and he had some free time. He went into a little shop. They had sold mixtapes and DVDs and shit like that. He bought a DVD. He just popped it in. He had some free time. I was on it. He seen it, and it just so happened to be the incident when I had went to Cassidy Block. And Ving liked that shit. He thought it was some gangster shit.
That is an epic video. Like,
so he,
I just looked. It has like 2 million views.
So he reached out to Black Child from New York, asked him did he know me. It just so happened Black Child knew me.
Wait, Black Child signed the Murder Inc.?
Yeah. Black Child passed my number off, and it's been all love since then.
Did you ever think Black Child would
not in a million years?
You up?
I mean, no, you never know, where it come from, you know what I mean? Because the funniest people know the people you would never think, they know the strangest people, you know what I'm saying? It's always the people you think that don't know be the ones who know everybody. Yeah. So, it wasn't really no surprise for me that Black Child knew him, or it was a surprise to me that a nigga seen me on the DVD and wanted to reach out to me and put me in movies. That was a surprise.
I mean, did you talk to Black Child like regularly?
Nah.
It was like a call out of the blue?
Yeah. Well, Ving called me. Black Child just gave him my number, and Ving called me. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. And then, so that led to connecting with Will Smith. I mean, I'm sure you know Will. No,
Will Smith thing is totally separate.
I mean, do you know him? I mean, you guys had to
Will
interact.
Smith from Philly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I'm the king of Philly. And ain't nobody that's important around here that I don't know. I'm supposed to know everybody. You know what I'm saying?
So you guys, are you guys working on some stuff together? A TV show or a movie?
I mean, I got him on my album, on a record, but I don't know if that record's going to make the album or not. We still...
Is he even signing anymore? I know he used to be signed to like Sony.
I don't know.
He can't be still signed.
Shout out to Will Smith because that's my idol.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's why you're Gil Smith?
Right. That's why I'm Gil Smith. We sat down, we talked about it. He said I could have the name. So I was figuring in 2016 I'm going to change my shit. You feel me?
You change it like on your driver's license?
I went from rapping to acting like Will.
I mean, so what do you got? You have anything, you acting anything now?
Yeah, I got a movie that I produced called Brotherly Love, starring myself and Ving Rhames. You feel me? That's about to come out in a couple months.
You produce movies already?
Absolutely. I'm a sponge. You put me around any game, I'ma soak it up. You feel me?
That's crazy. I mean, how long have you doing? Like, what was your first project? Like, what year? How long?
First movie was King of the Avenue.
That's the Simon Rex one, right?
Yeah, I don't know what year that was.
That movie's pretty dope. I think that's on Netflix too. People should check that out.
Absolutely. King of the Avenue's on Netflix. I believe Caged Animal, Mafia, Force Execution.
Are you still tight with Nipsey at all?
Yeah, Nipsey's a good dude, man.
You follow, what he's doing with his albums, how he's releasing them?
Yeah, I mean, I like what Nipsey's doing, man. You know what I mean? Nip deserve it though. He worked for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy concept because, I think he's on something because, people aren't buying CDs as much. I mean, you'd be the first guy to release a DVD and an album.
In a minute.
Yeah, I just,
in a minute.
I should edit that out. Now
right.
I also do that.
In a minute, I'll be the first to do it in a minute. It's happened before, but...
Oh, who's done it? I mean, I guess somebody's had to have done it.
Yeah, I think 50 done it.
Oh, yeah, he had that before I self-destruct. I think he released 2 movies with it, actually. He had the J Master J documentary. Speaking of Fifth, I know you guys are not boys, but you guys know each other, right?
No, we cool. Me and Fifth cool. We just was going to do some business together, and it didn't happen.
It's crazy. You had your career, and you've interacted with these guys, but you still held your own and still here. I haven't dealt with major.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that niggas can't deny the talent. Like, let's be honest. Tony Draper signed me. He's an independent mogul. He the one who started the independent shit.
And look at who else he signed too.
Right.
Rick Ross, early Rick Ross.
Baby signed me. He got the biggest label in the game right now.
Not only that, he had to buy you out of the contract, right?
Right.
You know how much that was?
Jayz tried to sign me.
Oh, I want to get to that, but do you know how much that he bought you out for?
I mean, it was a few $100,000. You feel me?
And then didn't he kind of he just gave you a good deal because he just wanted you that bad?
I mean, he gave me a good deal because I was worth it. Where we came in at was the publishing, but that's neither here or there because me and Baby talk, and I'm a real nigga. Once I talk to a nigga and we get past what we pass, I'm past that. You feel me? So shout out to Baby and everything he got going on. Shout out to Lil Wayne and the whole Young Money.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
I think I heard, or I was reading about, that you were going to get signed before State Property to The Rock.
Absolutely.
But it was kind of the same situation, how it wasn't worth it to you. They might not necessarily offering good deals.
I mean,
that seems to be what happened to your career.
I don't want to put nobody business out there or do none of that, man. My business ain't go right with Jay-Z, so we chose to move on. Shout out to Jay-Z and Beyonce and everything that they doing.
Well, this is history. This is not now.
Relumae, Figure Gang. That's what we talking about, Figure Gang.
But I'm just bringing up how you've interacted with all these people. Like you said, you can't deny the talent.
Right, absolutely not. That's one thing they can never deny is the talent.
And even after Birdman, then, Ving Rhames. Right. Black Child called you because Ving Rhames got your number from Black Child. Right. That's the craziest thing I heard.
Right. Shout out to Black Child, man, for looking out for a brother.
So, when's your next movie coming out?
A few months, couple months.
Couple months?
Yeah, I don't got the exact date, but I know I'm about to get a date in the next week or two. You know what I mean? It'll be sometime in March.
And then, so does it go? Do you try to get into theaters first, or you just do DVD?
I mean, when you try to get in the theaters, then you got to pay a fee for that. You know what I mean? So it's cheaper to go straight to DVD, straight to Netflix, straight to Redbox, straight. You know what I'm saying? It's cheaper that way. It's the money maker. One thing that's always gonna sell is movies. Yeah. People ain't gonna never get tired of watching movies.
Have you had your movie in Redbox?
I mean, my movie's been everywhere. I done bought my movie out of Walmart. You know what I mean? So it feels good.
But what was the one movie where you were wearing a wig? What was that? Did that
called Mafia?
It take place back in the day. Is that why you were wearing a wig?
Yeah, it's the 70s.
Oh, it was gray. It was or brown.
No, it's black, brown, or something. I forget, man. That was, but I was double putting in that work.
I remember somebody actually asked me to ask you this. They're a huge Tupac fan. Of what's going on? There was talks about Tupac movie. If anyone could play him, I think you might be able to. But is there any truth to that?
It wasn't. I keep telling people it's not the Tupac movie. It's the Suge Knight story.
Okay.
It's a difference.
That is a big difference. Yeah, that's a huge difference.
Suge Knight's story. I'm just playing Tupac in that story. You feel me? So Suge Knight has a lot that happened before he even gets to even know Tupac. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It's script problems. It's a lot of things going on. So, you know, one thing about me, I'm a hustler. I keep it moving. So, you know, with movies can be in planning for 4 years. So one thing about me, I keep it moving. You feel what I'm saying? And when it come, and I'll be ready.
So, what's your future plans now? Because it sounds like you have. I mean, obviously, you just said you don't talk about stuff, but you obviously have some stuff lined up. You know, what you got to be busy the next year or so. Cause you're talking about this tour.
I mean, I got tour. You know, I got tour. I might got the album coming out. You know, I'm thinking about signing a few people. You know what I'm saying, and trying to provide an opportunity for them.
Have you really done that? I mean, you had Figures Gang, but have you ever really had an artist?
I mean, I've had a few artists. I had my own label when I did the deal with Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay.
So you feel my name's on the checks when I give to the artists. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, but this is a different scale. This is more money behind me. This is the NFL to the CFL.
Yeah, so a football player owns a label, right?
Right. You know, shout out to Tamba Hali, you know, CEO and big boss of the Double R gang. You feel me?
To talk about recognizing talent, I guess he must have been a fan.
He's talented in his own right. He's a rapper as well. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The I only say this because he's an athlete, but he's the best rapping athlete you ever gonna hear ever in your life.
Oh yeah?
Absolutely. I would bet my life to a suitcase full of shit on that.
Better than Shaq?
Come on, man. You funny. Shout out to Shaq, though, man. That's my dog.
Shaq's got some classics.
Yeah, Shaq got some classics, but Tamba better than Shaq.
I was trying to think of some other players that rap, but, I mean, there's a couple. Ron Artest released an album. AI tried to rap. Kobe was trying to rap.
Right. They my dogs, though, but Tamba got all them beat. Tamba got rappers beat. Most of the rappers beat. Most of them. Real talk.
So what are your futures and vision for like the movie stuff? You know, even like 5-10 years down the line. Do you have
I mean, I love it. So you know, that's what I do. I'm always gonna want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, at the same time, I'm trying to build this label into a brand that's, you know, unstoppable, in a really a hovering hold for Philadelphia, Jersey, and Delaware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
for all the talent out of this spot that ain't really got, you know, getting no looks. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, Philly hasn't really had a label since back in the day.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Philly, Delaware, and Jersey.
Commission.
You know what I mean? This whole area. Chester,
so you
Coatesville, yes.
You say shout out to Coatesville?
Coatesville. Oh, man, I don't care where you from. You got talent. You feel me?
You got an email or something they could send to?
GDKKOP@gmail.com.
So
Gillie Da Kid, King of Philly @gmail.com. It's that easy. GDKKOP.
And you're looking for talent right now?
Absolutely.
So there you have it. Episode 2 of the Redhands Podcast is done. Shout out to Kels Montana for help setting this up. Shout out to Gillie Da Kid for doing the interview. I hope everybody out there enjoyed it and learned something from it. Send me your feedback, your comments, or whatever, who I should interview next on Twitter @Redhands. And hit up Gillie on Twitter @GillieDaKid.com. And stay tuned for more episodes. Hit up SoundCloud.com /The Redhands Podcast.